That's right. Happy Halloween. It's Friday night. It's 9 o'clock. It's 100 Fridays for 100 Stitches. And it is Halloween night. I know some of you are going to be rewatching this weekend because you're out with your kids and you're spooking and trick-or-treating and doing all the fun stuff. But I am so excited for tonight because there is actually a stitch on our list of 100 stitches built just for Friday to fall on Halloween. And it is the spider stitch. So yes, we are going to learn the spider stitch tonight on Halloween. I'm so excited for this. This is my favorite holiday. I love Halloween. So no better place to be on a Friday night on Halloween than here learning the spider stitch. Tonight, we are using this 100% acrylic. So again, watch your washing instructions. They are right there. But we're using Big Twist. This is another common yarn that a lot of people like. It's a value saver yarn. It's pretty flimsy. It's not too dense. Now, I will let you know the spider stitch is a very dense stitch. It's a very tight, dense stitch. So you might want to upsize your needle 1 or 2 if you're a very tight crocheter, because it's going to be a very thick stitch when we get started. So I am going to do that. I am going to upsize my needle. I usually use the H when I'm teaching you guys. Tonight, I have pulled out a gigantic needle. Let me see if I can get it focused right here for you. It is a J, number 10. It is a much bigger needle than what you guys are used to. There we go. USJ number 10. It is a 6 millimeter. It is a big needle because I want to size up, because again, this is a dense stitch. I want to make sure that we can see what we're doing and that it shows up right. For the spider stitch, this is an oddball. Of course, why else wouldn't we have an oddball stitch on Halloween? I mean, come on, right? So for the spider stitch, you are going to crochet an odd number of chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Let's see how long that is. I'm going to do 25. So do an odd number because it's one of those weird stitches. We're going to do an odd number, multiple of an odd number on our chain, and then we're going to do what is kind of odd for the first row. And the reason we do this first row this way is because the edges of the spider stitch, when you do it for the whole entire project, can be kind of ridgety and bumpity. And we want our top and bottom rows to be much more smooth. So for the first row, to make our bottom a little more straight so that it doesn't bow and it doesn't do some of that flaring, fanning stuff that we don't want, we're going to put in the third chain from the hook, this one right here, a single crochet. I hope that you guys can see my yarn pretty well. I'm using a fun yarn tonight because of the Halloween and it being the Halloween stitch. But you're going to, in the third hook from the third stitch from the hook, do a single crochet. And then I want you to single crochet all the way back across the chain. This gives it kind of that starter row like we've seen in the past on some of our other stitches that we've learned, but it also gives it a straight edge for the bottom of our project. This stitch, like I said, being so dense and being one of those ones that is a repeat one row only, the bottom can sometimes fold, it can sometimes bend like a rainbow. It can sometimes like kind of be wrapped and curl and curve, and we just don't want our project to do that. We want it to be a flat square. So on the top and the bottom, we're just going to do this single crochet row so that we don't lose the shape of our edges. So in the other stitches that we've learned, you notice that we did a single crochet row sometimes every other row, and the stitch was a repeat of a 2-row pattern. This one is not. It is just a 1-row repeat pattern. Once you learn the spider stitch, you just do the spider stitch every row. but it can make the pattern kind of, or the project kind of warp, and we don't want that. So we're going to do this first little single crochet row across to kind of prevent that from happening. So here we are getting back to the start of our project. And we have single crocheted all the way back across. Remember skipping and going into the third stitch from the hook. We skipped those first stitches. So there is our base row, so that we have a flat bottom edge with all of our V's looking good there. So now we're going to get into the spider row. We are going to turn our project and chain 2. Now, do not work into this single crochet right here that you just chained from. Go into this next one. This one right here is yellow, happens to be yellow on my pattern. And we're going to single crochet. We're going to chain 1. Then we're going to single crochet back into that same stitch. There is the spider. Now, let me get a pen because I want you to be able to see what I'm pointing at. So I'm going to bring it kind of close to the camera so you can actually see the spider. Right here, this hole, which is the stitch we went into, is the body. Here are the 4 legs. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is that chain in the middle that's his head. Underneath here on our chain, or our chain row that we put the single crochets in, here's a single crochet with 2 legs, here's a single crochet with 2 legs. So here's 4 legs, here's 4 legs, here's the body, the hole in the center. There's the spider, if you can see that. We're going to do another one because we're going to spider all the way down. So we want to skip the next stitch, which is this yellow one right here, skip it. We want to go into this one right here, and we want to single crochet, chain 1, and then single crochet. There's spider number 2. Let me show you the legs where the spider's at. 1 leg here in yellow, 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 2 orange legs, 2 orange legs. This hole is his body. So there's our spider, second spider. Skip this yellow stitch right here. We're going to go into this green one right here, and we're going to build another spider. So just a single crochet, a chain 1, and a single crochet. Skip the next stitch in here, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet. Skip this blue stitch here, build a spider in this one, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet. Now I'm going to let you spider all the way down, and then we'll join back up and I'll show you how to repeat the next row. Okay, so we have made it down the row. We've got all our spiders looking good. We should have 1 left V and then the chains that you did when you turned. Remember, we skipped those chains. They're right there. We skipped the first 2 stitches, went in the 3rd stitch because we chained. There's the chain, and there's that leftover V. We're skipping the V, just like we do over here with the spider. Skip this V. Go in the stitch that is the top of the chain. Now, when you go into the top of the chain stitch, all I want you to do is put a single crochet to end the row. That's it. Not a new spider, just 1 single crochet. Then we're going to turn and be ready for the repeat row. Like I said earlier, the spider stitch is literally just the spider stitch. So you're not going to worry about putting in a double crochet row or a single crochet row like we did on some of the other stitches. You're just going to continue doing the spider. So the way we do that is we chain 2, we've turned, and we're ready to start the next spider. You're going to put the spider in this chain 1. So if you look, we single crocheted, and then we chained 1, and then we single crocheted to make the spider, correct? So we single crocheted, chained one, we single crocheted. So this yellow spider right here, he has 3 stitches. The spider above him is going to go in this single crochet or this chain right here in the middle. Not here and not here, but in the chains of every spider down the row. So you're going to turn and chain your 2, and then you're looking for this chain stitch that you made, which is right here. And this is where it's a good idea to size up, because going into here, like I said, it's a dense, tight stitch. So going into this chain, if you crochet tightly or you're not used to crocheting very loose, it's hard to get into. But if you'll look right there, that's where I'm at. So there's the single crochet before it, there's the chain V, and then there's the single crochet after that made the spider. So I'm inside the top of the spider from the row before. That's where you're going to put the new spider. So you're going to single crochet, chain 1, go right back in the same hole, single crochet. Now you've built a spider on top of a spider. So again, let me show you that with the pencil so you can see the new spider. Here's the new spider's legs. 1, 2, 3, 4. And here's the legs on the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4. So when we look at this and we hold it out, there's a spider with 4 legs right here and 4 legs right here. There's a spider right here, 4 legs and 4 legs. Right here, 4 legs and 4 legs. And then these are like, this chain 1 is like what would be, I guess, his, fangs, I guess, if you're looking at a poisonous spider. So when we go back on this next row, we're building inside that chain 1, the 4 and the 4 of the next row of spiders. So that's it. In every chain down the row, you go into the chain stitch right here and build your next spider. Single crochet, chain 1, go into the same stitch, single crochet. Look for the next top of the next spider right there. Single crochet, chain 1, into that same stitch, single crochet. Look for the top of the next spider, which is right here. You're looking for those chain 1s. Go in, single crochet, chain 1, go back in, and single crochet. Building those spiders on top of each other as you go down. So the next one is right here. Single crochet, chain 1, go back in the same stitch, single crochet. Every single crochet, chain 1, single crochet is a spider. There's nothing in between the spiders, just literally looking for those chain 1s from the previous row and going in and putting the spider stitch, which is the combination of the single crochet, chain 1, single crochet. So we have 1 spider left right here that to put in. And then on the end, the last stitch on the end, you're just going to go in the very end of that chain from the row before where you're chaining 2 to turn and just put a regular single crochet to keep your row straight. So we turn it over and take a look back and you see all the little spiders with their little legs. Turn it over on the other side, it looks the same, highlights the spiders from the first row. So there's the spider stitch. So fun. I love this yarn for Halloween that changes colors into all the little Halloween colors. This is just a really fun stitch. I'm so glad that a Friday fell on Halloween and we got to do this on Halloween. When you're finished, as you can see, the top of your row is a little bumpy with all the little fangs from that row of spiders. All you're going to do is single crochet across the spiders, but instead of going in these chains and making a stitch, go into every one of these single crochets right here and do a single crochet. So do a single crochet here, skip that chain 1, go into this single crochet and do a single crochet there. Go right next to it, do a single crochet right here in this one. Skip that chain 1, go into this single crochet and do a single crochet. And that's going to give you that top row of single crochets that makes it straight. So your top ends up straight and your bottom ends up straight and you end up with a square just like you're supposed to, but you still end up with all those spiders in the middle. That's how I would finish the project. I would single crochet across the top going into those single crochets of those spider legs. to make that a little more even. Otherwise, you can finish it like that and it just have it as a border with the spider fangs. It'll look good either way. But that way you'll have an option to make your finish flat like your bottom if you want it that way. I hope you really enjoyed the spider stitch. I love that Friday fell on Halloween. I hope you guys have a happy Halloween with your families and you get lots of candy and your kids have a blast. Let us know if you do anything with this stitch and what you find to use it for. And we will see you again next Friday. Happy Halloween, guys.